What's up, guys? I just woke up. I am running on 6.5 hours of sleep right now. I think it's like 7:30 in the morning, maybe. Uh, I kind of just laid here thinking, I kind of want to go back to sleep to get another 2 hours of sleep, but I just can't. I can't go back to sleep. So we are going to go start off with my breakfast, and then I'm gonna get ready for leg day, and I will see you there. Alright, so for all the powerlifting guys out there that are watching this video, let me know what you think about this. I'm starting to think that I want to implement in low bar plus high bar training. So what I mean by that is on hypertrophy days, I'm thinking, because currently I'm doing only high bar. Like, back whenever I achieved that 600 squat, I was doing low bar for powerlifting, and the only reason why is because I know that on low bar you can lift a little bit more because it utilizes more of your glutes, hamstrings, and all that, right? Versus on high bar, you're using more of your quads. But I'm starting to think that maybe there could be some benefit to me doing both. So I'm actually thinking about swapping over, which I hate to do it now, but I mean, I'm only in my first training cycle. I'm on week 2, so it's not like I'm lifting anything heavy, like I said. And considering that my low bar is stronger than my high bar, it'd probably be even lighter now than because today I'm supposed to hit 440 for a top set of 3. So I could do that easily on low bar, even probably after months of not training it. But I tried it the other day, though. I did 365 for 5. But anyway, I'm thinking I'm actually going to start implementing in low bar again on my strength days, because today's a strength leg day versus the beginning of the week it was a hypertrophy leg day. So I think I'm going to do low bar today, actually, see how it feels. Because, you know, considering that I hit 600 and I'm gonna get back into strength training, I kind of feel like it would be awesome if I could actually push that even further, maybe achieve a better 600. So, you know, I stalled out really bad on 600, so I'm actually thinking that this time around I'll achieve a better 600 and then hopefully work up to like maybe 630 or something, 625. I don't know, somewhere around there. I'd like to push even further if I can. Now, obviously, if I ever work with that much weight again, I will definitely make sure I have spotters, especially since I'm at a gym now. As you know, I did that in my home gym, and literally the only reason I didn't have spotters is because my parents, regardless if my stepfather had spotted me, there's no way he would have gotten that weight up. So what I've had to do is just train myself how to save myself at the bottom of a squat, which I failed so many times on squat that I'm really not that scared of failing. Like, if I had gotten to the top on 600 and then fucking, like, the bar fell off my back, yeah, that would be a little scary. But if I go down and then I don't go up, you know, all I got to do is set it on the safety bars. I've done it so many times. So, anyway, I think I'm going to do that, actually, today, because I would like to get back into low bar squatting again, especially since my knee doesn't have any problems. It had problems a couple months back, but that was like temporary, and I think it was because my central nervous system was just fried from training so much strength. But anyway, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna go in there and train low bar because I'm feeling pretty good about it, and I think there could be some benefit to maybe me doing both. And also, I'm already kind of quad dominant in the first place, so why not work my hamstrings more, right? So here we go. All right, so starting off warming up on the squat. Same stretches as always, just like in the last video, plus some quad stretches. But threw on 135 and just went straight up in weight. I usually like to make sure get a little bit of blood flow going before I actually put on the sleeves. As you can see, I put them on once I got to 315. and then eventually I'll throw on my belt once I start doing working sets. Obviously, you want to get your gauge or your core engaged before you actually put on the belt, of course. It was fairly light. I tried out low bar, like I said, for pretty much the first time for an actual work set in months, and it just felt great. And you'll see here in a second, I hit a pretty dang easy top set. This is with 90% of what I'm supposed to be working with for 3 reps. And normally, you know, I'd probably go for about 5 reps, but this just felt so easy. So I just went ahead and went all out. I put the wrist straps on because I was having a little bit of wrist pain, because I've always had a little bit of wrist pain whenever doing low bar. But yeah, that was 440 for 7. Really easy. It's not like a PR or anything. I've hit way more weight for way more reps. But yeah, we're going to work back up to what I used to do. Moving on to stiff legs, I like to implement in some dumbbell stiff legs usually. Just because I feel like I get a better connection out of this versus using a barbell. There's nothing wrong with barbell necessarily. It's just that I get a much more comfortable position at the bottom of the rep with the dumbbells. And you'll see I'll move up in weight just by a bit. I'll throw on some straps too, because eventually with dumbbells it's a little different. These dumbbells have really thick grips. So I guess if I wanted to work my forearms, I could stop wearing straps. But for my work sets, of course, I want to get as many reps as possible. And even with this amount of weight, it was kind of easy. The only thing that I started to notice later on was my back started to get a little bit of a pump. It started to hurt a little bit, or not hurt, but it was just sore. So I threw on my belt for maybe the last set or so. So we pyramided up to 100, and then eventually I go back down to 75 for the final set. Normally I'd work up to 125, but just considering that I had such a heavy squat day, I would rather go a little bit lighter on this just to focus on the contraction, not focus on the amount of weight I'm lifting. On a normal squat day, not on strength but on hypertrophy, I would probably not start off with stiff legs. I'd probably start off with the high bar, and then I would move on to lunges, or I would do leg extensions and leg curls. But since it's a strength day, I figured why not go and do some stiff legs. Now I don't know if you'd call these RDLs or stiff legs, honestly, because I mean, I keep my knees as straight as possible, but I also want to make sure that my back's not gonna overarch or anything. Like I said with my back, I threw on a belt for the last set with 100s at least, because I started to get a little bit of soreness. And then I did 75s after that, but I didn't include that just because it was kind of pointless. Here I am getting set up with the leg extension machine. One thing I would recommend with leg extensions for a lot of you guys that aren't very experienced with training legs, or at least not very good at it, guys and girls, sorry, is always keep your feet pointed straight out. You can kind of see how I always keep my feet pointed straight forward at all times. And the reason why is that if you were to point your feet forward at the top, like pointing towards the camera and not pointing up at the ceiling, you won't get near as much of a contraction, and you won't be able to flex your quads nearly as well as you would keeping your feet straight. Same with the leg curls. You'll notice on my lying leg curls, I will not let my feet move position at all. They stay at the exact same angle the whole way through. I like to work my way up in weight on this, and always try to squeeze as hard as possible at the top. Eventually it starts to burn so bad that I have to like kind of lean forward just to ease the pain a little bit. But leg extensions are probably one of my favorite movements now, just because I can get so much of a good contraction in my legs, something I can't really feel on any other leg movement that I do. The only other leg movement I really enjoy for actually getting a lot of blood flow in my legs is the leg press, and also the hack squat. I'd probably prefer the hack squat over the leg press though, but I'll usually wear sleeves on those. I like to take my sleeves off if I'm doing hypertrophy, just because I feel sleeves are kind of pointless at that point of the workout. You can see I'm showing off a little bit of quad flex there. They definitely need a lot more definition, but I'm really starting to see the insertions coming in and the striation. Quad tiers are really starting to pop. I'm actually getting down to a lean enough body weight now where I'm actually able to see striations in my glutes, which is actually like a first. I don't think I've ever been this lean before. And it's all thanks to the meal plan that I'm going to be showing you guys today. I'm currently consuming, I believe, 3,600 calories per day for the last week at least, and I've been monitoring my weight ever since monitoring my weight ever since I came off of this high caloric intake state that I was in. I was eating up to 4,500 calories a day, made my way up to 212, and now I'm back down to 203 right now. Man, look at that side angle. I was pretty surprised with how my arms and shoulders looked here because I usually feel pretty small whenever it comes to my arms and shoulders, but they look pretty good here. But like I said, if you watch even on the side angle here, I'll always make sure my feet are pointing straight out and just going all out. That's definitely something I like to do on leg extensions. And eventually, once you start to burn out and you're just at this point you're feeling so much pain in your legs, you gotta lower the weight, to keep going. Obviously, excuse the language. Yeah, it hurts a lot. That's for sure. And I think I went through like maybe five or six sets of this, but I only included a couple of them. I'm actually not sure how many I provided now. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. Yeah. But yeah, and then sometimes if I really want to get a good connection with my legs, or if I want to focus on muscle imbalances, I'll just do one-legged leg extensions because then you're putting all the pressure on just one leg, so you're able to focus a lot more. I'm not sure if I mentioned it anywhere in this video, but normally on a hypertrophy day, like I said, I would do leg extensions supersetted with these lying leg curls that you're seeing right here. But on a day like this, whenever you're training strength and you're already so gassed out, I would rather take it a lot easier today and just go one exercise at a time. And also because I feel like what happens a lot with supersetting, if you superset too much during your workouts, you'll end up gassing yourself out way too quickly, and you won't be able to finish the rest of your workout. So just trying to, I wouldn't say save yourself, but just make sure that you're actually able to go for the whole duration of the workout versus just burning out in the beginning. And actually, whenever I would get done with each set of these lying leg curls, I would just do some body weight lunges throughout the gym. I didn't record that just because right behind where I'm at right now, next to that Stairmaster, I did lunges back and forth throughout the gym. Just body weight to get some nice blood flow going, get some nice stretching. Because at this point, I think my hamstrings were a little cold. They weren't feeling very full of blood yet. Now, I'm not sure about the exercise science behind this, but I've actually heard that pushing blood into the muscle first, and what I mean by that is doing exercises like this where you're forcing blood into the muscles, is a lot more efficient. Because if you push blood into your muscles first, you're first off delivering nutrients to the muscles such as oxygen, and then I actually heard that it's better to do stiff legs after exercises like this. I'm not sure if anybody in the comments could refer that reference to me or that source to me, but I'm pretty sure I've heard that doing stiff legs maybe after something like this is even better because stretching movements are always recommended near the end of the workout just because they don't take as much effort as pushing blood into the muscles. So like, for example, if it's back day and you're doing barbell rows and you're doing cable rows and you're doing deadlifts, you want to do all that first. And then near the end of the workout, which you actually will notice in my last video, is I always will finish off with some cable pull downs, or if you want to call them lat extensions. And the reason why is because it's a stretching movement. It's not a pushing blood kind of movement. Like you're stretching the muscle more than pumping blood into it. So it's actually kind of interesting how different exercises have, different reactions in the body. Some of them are more for stretching, kind of like calf raises here. Whenever you go to the bottom of a calf raise, you're stretching out your calves. And then whenever you get to the top of a calf raise, you're pushing blood into them. So it's that's the thing about calf raises on these machines like this, is they are so amazing, because you get that stretch right there whenever I'm at the bottom of the movement, and then you're pushing as much blood as possible at the top. Of course, you want to make sure that you're breathing enough, because I actually have seen a lot of people, they'll end up holding their breath and they'll start getting red-faced. But it's definitely not good to hold your breath, just because you want to make sure you're getting plenty of oxygen to your muscles. And something else to mention is not to consume excessive amounts of water, but definitely trying to drink water throughout your entire workout is important. I actually, for one, sweat a lot during my workouts, so I'll usually consume up to 50 ounces of water during the workout, a full bottle of water. I mentioned it to the gym owner later on in the video. Well, actually not in the video, but it was off camera, but I mentioned, you know, how much respect I have for the fact that he keeps his gym so nice and clean. I mean, this is one of the highest in looking gyms I've ever been in. I mean, I've been to multiple gyms, and I've never seen somebody so dedicated to keeping their gym nice and fresh looking. Like, I mean, he comes in early mornings, 4 or 5 in the morning, and I'll see him training in the morning, and then later in the day he'll be cleaning up, or he'll be doing it on another day. But yeah, this gym's really awesome. Him and his wife both, actually. I think his wife actually trains people that actually go to the gym there. But yeah, you can see him in the background there. He's vacuuming. But yeah, he keeps the place nice and clean. So I try to respect his gym, of course, and always wiping down my equipment after I get done training with it, because I notice a lot of people don't do that. They leave their weights on. I'll even re-rack other people's weights, because like it's such an annoyance to me going into the gym and seeing people not respect the fact, because this is a 24-hour gym. You got to respect it, because, you know, it's constantly open and he's constantly having to clean up after your messes. You got to like take care of your own stuff, right? Like, you're not a child. You got to take care of take care of everything that you're using, right? And he provides like awesome equipment too. Like, I'll borrow their straps because my straps are old and I don't really feel like buying a new pair yet. You know, they got a nice deadlift bar. They got nice barbells in general. Every single one of their bars is a power bar or an Olympic bar. So yeah, I mean, it's really nice. And like I said, for the price of $40 a month, you can't beat this gym. I went and checked out Gold's Gym, and the only complaint I have for Gold's Gym is the fact that I walked into this room full of about, 50 people, and every single machine had a person on it. And I would imagine that was probably during the busiest hours of the day. But see, here's the thing. I don't like to just go in one time of the day. I usually will choose whether I want to go in the morning or the afternoon, depending on if I want to do a fasted workout or if I want to have carbs before my workout. Like I said, I have low and high carb days. And what I mean by that is it's not like some workouts I just go without carbs. It's just like some days I eat way less carbs than others. And sometimes, like I said, I'll go in fasted completely. There he is again. But yeah, I mean, they got every single grip you could use in the world for training with cables. So, it's nice. Here's me doing some crunches here, some cable crunches actually. One of the biggest problems that I've seen a lot with people with this exercise actually is they don't go high up enough. And that was actually something I actually was videoing myself and I noticed I wasn't going high up enough on my first set. So I went and did an extra set just to make sure I did it right. But you basically want to keep your hips in the same location at all times, but while letting your back slowly go upwards, and then you want to crunch back down. I think I mentioned this, and I think this commentary is about to get cut short because the video is about to end for the training session. But you'll see that I do decline sit-ups and then I do decline crunches. This is a sit-up right here. It's keeping your back straight and really focusing on using your lower abdominals. Like there's a focus. You got to focus on actually using your lower abdominals. And then whenever you notice that, I'll start doing crunches. That was sit-ups. I don't know if I do any crunches here actually. Yep, this is a crunch right here. You want to crunch inward. You want to make sure you're crunching your stomach to work on your upper abdominals. All right, so that wraps up my leg day, and I targeted some abs at the end. After I finished the decline crunch, I actually got onto the decline. Did I say decline crunch? Once I finished my cable crunches, sorry. I went on a decline crunch slash decline sit-ups. The difference is, and you can watch in the video, is that a decline sit-up is where I pretty much keep my back straight the entire time as I go all the way down, and actually I contract my back backwards where my stomach starts to stick out a little bit, and that's a decline sit-up. And a decline crunch is where actually you crunch inwards, so it targets two different parts of your abdominals. One's more for lower, one's more for upper. So yeah, I kind of just threw that all in because my abs were a little sore from I trained abs yesterday on arms and shoulders, so yeah, so it wasn't really much, especially tagged on at the end of my workout after a full leg day. But anyway, that was pretty much a full leg workout. Normally I would do supersets, so like for the leg extensions and leg curls, the lying leg curl, normally what I would do on a hypertrophy day is I would go to high bar squat, leg press, leg extensions and leg curls, superset. Then I would either decide to go and do stiff leg deadlift or RDLs, whichever one, or I would do lunges, just depending on what I'm trying to target. So today was more of a hamstring focused day because I'm really working on my hamstrings a lot more recently, trying to build a lot more thickness and also definition. Calves, I really need to start implementing calves in at the beginning of my workout because I feel like I need to be able to push more or have more energy for them, just because they're kind of hard to train at the end of the workout. I'm probably going to start editing this video, but at the same time I'm recording my full day of eating, so I'm only going to have so much edited, and then I'm going to have to record the rest of my day's worth of food. Some of you may be asking, because today I won't be just eating like for some days I will literally eat like 7 meals of chicken and rice, or not 7 meals, but 6 or 7 meals of chicken and rice, plus almonds sometimes. But today, the only reason I would be eating 7 meals of chicken and rice is if I'm working. And the reason why is that chicken and rice is really easy to down, really easy to prepare. All I got to do is throw it in a Tupperware bowl, microwave it, and it's ready to go at work. So I'll have 3 meals of chicken and rice at work, maybe with some oatmeal in one of the meals and then bananas in the other 2 to add extra carbs and add some sugar, get my keep my insulin levels up. But yeah, today, since I'm actually just going to be sitting around at home, that's why I'm going to be eating a lot different today, because I mean, I'm going to add a little bit more variety, kind of like the eggs and oatmeal I had this morning. Normally it would have just been chicken and rice, or cream of rice. But I just like to add some variety, you know, because you don't want to get bored of your diet. And chicken and rice is really boring, don't get me wrong. But I've made it to where it's at least somewhat enjoyable, to where I don't feel like I'm gonna puke eating it. Like my first few years of training, I didn't know how to cook chicken and rice properly. So whenever I would eat it, it would almost get to the point where it'd make me gag. But now I can eat it. I've gotten to the point where my self-discipline's so good that it really doesn't affect me anymore. At times I can actually enjoy it if I put some ketchup or something that's low calorie, not too much of it because there's sodium and high fructose corn syrup and all that stuff. And I will record the rest of my meals today, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. So I will see you guys in a little while for my next meal. All right, so I didn't record me prepping the food because my phone was close to death, but now it's a little bit charged up so I can actually record it. But I will provide the nutrition facts behind this little green looking protein shake. You may be wondering, because you just saw the text above, why is there spinach in it? Doesn't that just sound gross? Well, the thing is whenever you add all that other stuff in, you can't even taste the spinach. And, you know, most of you that are probably watching are probably teenagers or grown-ups, and at this point in your life, you should be able to at least consume some vegetables, because honestly, I still see guys that are grown-ass adults that are still eating pizza rolls every day, and that's it. That's bad, dude. You got to eat better than that, because, you know, our body needs the nutrients, and your hormones will not be good if you're not eating healthy. Because kind of like with fats, is a lot of people don't understand that there are such thing as healthy fats, and healthy fats help with providing like testosterone and getting certain vitamins in, like vitamin D. You know, omega-3s, if you take fish oil, you know, if you don't consume a lot of fish, you need your omega-3s because of the fatty acids in it. And then also, I forgot to provide, I'm eating a whole ounce of Skinny Pop, or 28 grams, whichever one you want to see. But yeah, this is my post-workout meal to spike my insulin a little bit because it has a banana in it, spinach for the vitamin A, and then the Skinny Pop, it's got some good carbs in it, and it's kind of filling, honestly. And it's really enjoyable to eat because I don't know. I like popcorn. Popcorn's pretty good. It's better than eating potato chips, that's for sure. All right, so meal number 3. This is about 850 calories: chicken, rice, almonds, and a peanut butter sandwich. The reason why I'm kind of, if you're wondering how do I decide what I'm going to eat for my next meal, it usually is based off of macronutrient ratios. There's no like proven science behind like having to eat a specific percentage for macronutrients, but it's usually I would say recommended to eat within 40 to 50% of your diet being carbs, 30% of your diet fat, and then 20 to 25% protein. So I usually try to keep it in that range. I track all my calories on MyFitnessPal, so that's how I know where I'm at in the day on ratios. So right now, I think it's about 46% carbs, maybe 30 or 28% fat, and then like whatever percent protein. Pretty close though. So meal 4, I don't want to ramble on for too long because some of these meals are pretty similar, and I mean, chicken and rice, like I said, is pretty much my staple, and then also almonds. The reason I eat chicken and rice so often is not only because it's easy and efficient at getting the right amount of calories in and everything for that meal, but I also cook a large abundance of chicken. I'll cook about 5 pounds, and it cooks down to about four pounds once it's actually been in the oven. So I actually have to be eating enough chicken per day to run out, or that chicken could go bad. So obviously I got to keep on eating. But yeah, so this will be meal 4, and we got 2 more meals to go. All right, so I think this is gonna be meal 5, I believe. So meal 5. It's going to be 1.5 ounces of Skinny Pop, and as you can see, I am such a cheapskate. I will eat the end pieces of bread. This is actually from 2 different loaves. I just had the end pieces, and usually I'll save them for a meal like this. Because I spend all my money on groceries, or not all my money, but because I'm actually paying for my groceries, of course I'm not going to waste food. I don't waste food to begin with, but I'm a firm believer in using every single bit. I don't throw any of my food away. I will eat every single bit of it because there's no point in wasting. Somebody will say, oh, but that doesn't taste good. But that still has nutritional value. I am not going to waste it. So we are having 2 chicken sandwiches alongside a banana and some Skinny Pop. And I'll go ahead and provide the nutrition facts for all that. If you do want to make the chicken sandwich taste a little better, you can add some kind of condiment to it. Sometimes I'll add hot sauce. Right now it's got orange pepper on it, so really it doesn't even need anything. If you don't think something like this tastes good, that comes down to what you want to spend your money on in terms of food. So like, it's not that I can't spend more money for better quality items of food, but it's got its nutritional value. It's not bad for you because it's whole wheat bread and chicken breast. So yep, that's it. And to further elaborate on how this food's a little bit more affordable, like the Skinny Pop, for example, a 6.7 ounce net weight bag is about $3.50. And I'll usually eat about 2 to 3 ounces of Skinny Pop a day. So that's $3.50 for 2 days worth of food. Or 4 meals worth, because I'll usually have an ounce per meal. So it could be anywhere from four to 6 meals usually. And 4 to 6 meals for $3, or at least an add-on for that meal, that's not that bad. Same with the bread. I mean, a whole loaf of bread is like, what, $3-4? That's what I usually spend on it. For how long it lasts you, it is really affordable. And people will tell me all the time that eating healthy is expensive, and it can be. It depends on what you actually are investing your money in. Are you buying all organic stuff? Are you buying like free range eggs and stuff? I mean, yeah, I can see the benefit, and if I honestly had just excess money laying around, I'd probably be buying all the organic and free range stuff too. The only time I've ever bought organic is I've gone to the grocery store and they didn't have any chicken, so I bought less chicken, but I had to buy an organic because that's all they had, or at least for the lean parts of the chicken. So yeah, that's the only time I'll ever spend money on organic stuff. Or like the spinach I'm using, I'll get I think it's like 180 grams worth of spinach for $5. That's not that bad because I only use like 40 grams per meal at most. So, like I said, it's affordable if you make it affordable. If you want it to be expensive, that's up to you. And I'm not here to lecture and tell you guys what kind of life choices you should be making. All I'm providing is my personal experience with things and the misconceptions that I hear people, excuses I hear all the time. Like I said, with the whole affordability, it's a lot more affordable than what's the average consumer is doing, eating fast food 2 to 3 times a week, where literally just one meal is like $15, $20, depending on how hungry you are. And me being a bigger person, I eat a lot more food. I have to. I have to eat more calories to maintain my body weight. So being 200 pounds, it's not easy trying to get all those calories in. And if I were to be eating all those dirty calories, first off, it'd be a lot worse for me. It'd be a lot worse on my cholesterol. It'd be a lot worse for my cardio overall. So it's just not worth it at the end of the day. So that's why I put in the extra effort towards meal prep and buying groceries, because there's no point in eating all that nasty fast food. It doesn't really do you any good. Then you got to cut all the weight off later on, right? So it's just not worth it. And it's not worth risking your health. All right, guys, final meal of the day. It's 10:45 at night. This is just a peanut butter sandwich with some of the banana in it, and then the rest of it's just right there. But this tops us off at 3,700 calories today. Sorry, I'm kind of talking quiet. Everybody's asleep, so. But yeah, that's the final meal. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this full day of eating. I'm sort of I'm sort of restricting calories right now, so I'm slowly reducing right now. But I usually was eating about 4,200 to 4,300 calories a day, so this is a lot less than I normally would eat. Probably about a whole meal worth, but yeah. Hope y'all enjoyed this full day of eating plus leg workout, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.